God's timing isn't always our timing. He may not work things out the way we plan, but He is working things out for better. This COVID-19 pandemic has really changed everything around the world. From our basic itinerary way of living to celebration of big events has suddenly shifted to new normal. Today, our dear parents and their children who patiently waited, finally, it's over. Aliaga National High School proudly presents its 4th graduation ceremony for this school year 2020-2021 with the theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. So, to start with, this most awaited event has never been made possible without the support of the equally and highly esteemed individuals from the school's Division 1 of Pangasinan, led by the dynamic and very supportive Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge, Dr. Ellie S. Ubaldo. The epitome of an empowered woman and our active Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Nila U. Ferrer. Our dedicated, very young, gorgeous, and hardworking school principal, Dr. Jocelyn V. Cunyo. Other distinguished men and women of the entire academic community, colleagues, members of the graduating class, the pioneers of the Aliaga National High School Senior High School Academic Program, proud parents, guardians, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant and joyous viewing to all. To begin with, may we put ourselves in the spirit of patriotism as we listen to our Philippine National Anthem, Doxology, Pangasinan Hymn, and SK1 Pangasinan Hymn played respectively. Also, as we viewed and or listened the opening remarks of our very own and dedicated school principal, Dr. Jocelyn V. Cunyo, followed by the messages of the highly distinguished individuals, we have Department of Education Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, Department of Education Region 1 Regional Director Dr. Tolentino G. Aquino, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge Dr. Ellie S. Ubaldo, Officer in Charge Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Maria Griselda G. Ocang.
rivers, through the plains and winding trails, to the shores where breezes linger. That's the place I love so well. It's the home of men who loved her, men who died to keep us free, men who told no bad the weather, that anyone will never be. Region 1, oh Region 1, there's no better place I see. Region 1, oh Region 1, dearest home by far to me. From her care I learn my lessons, in her veils I work and play. She has kept me safe and happy, as I live on day by day. Going to other lands I wander, as I search for wealth and fame. In my heart I will remember Region 1, beloved name. Region 1, oh Region 1, there's no better place I see. Region 1, oh Region 1, dearest home by far to me. Other lands I wander, as I search for wealth and fame. In my heart I will remember Region 1, beloved name. Region 1!
Serve with pride and unity. Still one Pangasinan, public service at its finest, right there to bring out the best and stand out among the rest. Share kindness for the nature that our children will treasure, where they live a brighter future and make our dreams a nurture. Still one Pangasinan, still one, you are the one, anchor of every child's journey, maker of bright destiny. Embrace culture and dignity, work with goodwill and harmony, honesty and sincerity, serve with pride and unity. There's still one Pangasinan, there's still one, you are the one, anchor of every child's journey, maker of bright destiny.
Shubaman, Pangasinan, Luyang Mindanyawan.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so, we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Lubos ang aking kagalakan na makapagbigay ng mensahe sa inyo, mahal naming mga magulang, guro, punong guro, at higit sa lahat sa inyo, ating mga completers at graduates mula sa kindergarten, grade 6, grade 10, grade 12, at sa ating learners from the alternative learning system na pumasa sa portfolio assessment. Ang tema ng ating end of school year rites ay kalidad ng edukasyon, lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya. Ang pandemyang dulot ng COVID-19 ang nag-udyok sa lahat ng educational leaders na gumawa ng mga tough choices sa gitna ng tanong, paano mapapangalagaan ang kaligtasan ng mga guro at paano maihahatid ang edukasyon sa mga mag-aaral. Ayon nga kay Secretary Briones, education must continue even in times of crisis. Sa pagtutulungan nga ng mga magulang, mag-aaral, kaguruan at stakeholders na itawid natin ang school year 2020-2021. Tunay ngang napakahalaga ng ating selebrasyon ngayong school year 2020-2021 because for the first time in history, the school and home have finally touched base together for a common aspiration. Nagpapatunay na malaki ang bahagi ng parental involvement sa academic achievement ng isang mag-aaral. As parents and teachers work together to address our children's needs, we're able to form a formidable team to combat ignorance and keep relevant values that every home and society cherish. Batid ko ang inyong mga pasakit at pinagdaanan, maitawid lamang ang inyong pag-aaral. Mental stress, dala ng independent learning, unstable internet connectivity, problema sa kahirapan ng buhay. Ngunit lahat ng ito ay napagtagumpayan ninyo. Ang inyong ipinakitang tibay ay kamangha-mangha. Ito ay nagpapakita ng katatagan ng ating mga mag-aaral. Lastly, gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, please appreciate your parents. To be a good father and mother requires that the parents defer many of their own needs and desires in favor of the needs of their children. You never know what sacrifices they went through for you. Respect your teachers, Teachers spend most of their nights planning, most of their mornings explaining, most of their afternoons correcting, most of their years encouraging, most of their lives stressing what matters most in life, and it's all for your future. So don't make their jobs more difficult. Congratulations to you, our precious children, parents, teachers, and school heads, for continuously making the flames of education burn amidst the darkness of these times. Mabuhay!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness virtually the highlight of today's event. To do the honors of presenting this school year's candidate for graduation, may we have on our screen the advisors of grade 12 students or learners, Mr. Roderick M. Centeno and Mrs. Liza Marie E. Wakalia, followed right away by the acceptance, confirmation, and her message, the epitome of an empowered woman and our active public schools district supervisor, Dr. Nila U. Ferrer. May we give them a virtual applause.
Greetings to Schools Division Assistant Superintendent Dr. Ellie S. Ubaldo, to our Public Schools District Supervisor Dr. Nela U. Ferrer, to our School Principal Dr. Jocelyn V. Junio, and to our Head Teacher 3, Sir Carlos M. Espinosa. We present to you the 30 candidates for graduation under the Technology, Vocational, and Livelihood Strand Home Economics Track, Beauty Care Services, which is composed of 12 male and 18 female, have satisfactorily completed the requirements for senior high school under the K-12 curriculum of Department of Education. Now, ready for your confirmation.
Greetings to Schools Division Assistant Superintendent Dr. Ellie S. Ubaldo, to our School Principal Dr. Jocelyn V. Junio, and to our Head Teacher 3, Sir Carlos M. Espinosa. May I present to you the 20 candidates for graduation under the Technology, Vocational, and Livelihood Strand and Information Communication Technology Strand, Computer System Servicing candidates composed of 12 male and 8 female who have satisfactorily completed the requirements for senior high school under the K-12 curriculum of the Department of Education. Now, ready for your confirmation.
By the officer in charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, and acting upon the recommendation of your principal, Dr. Jocelyn Junio, that you have successfully completed all the requirements as prescribed by the Department of Education for junior high school and senior high school. I, Nila U. Ferrer, Public Schools District Supervisor of Malasiki District 2, hereby confirm your completion and graduation rights today, July 14, 2021, and declare you 77 junior high school completers and 50 senior high school graduates of Aliaga National High School. I therefore confer upon you all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations! To the class of 2021 achievers, completers, graduates, you have passed another stage in your educational undertakings as you journey the new path of your lives. The new normal situation brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic has been a challenging year for all people in all walks of life. True, the situation solidified our Filipino character, resilience, that we can adapt to changes. Yes, we have done it, and in education, we did it. We have overcome. Hats off to the school heads, exemplary performance as they managed their schools in the implementation of learning delivery modalities for school year 2020-2021. The teachers' compassion and dedication towards their works have been remarkable. The learners who have coped to their preferred learning modalities, the parents and guardians, incomparable sacrifices and support to the school children, and acted as learning facilitators. The stakeholders, community support, they who worked hand in hand to ensure that the learners of the new normal continue to improve in their competencies. You are all commendable. With God, who gives the best for all, you shall never fail. Continue to be resilient as you persevere towards achieving your goals and reaping multitude of achievements. Believe and let God lead you to your dreams. Keep the flames of resiliency burning as you empower and transform yourselves. Congratulations and mabuhay! God bless us all in the palm of His hands. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your hearts. Psalm 37 verse 4 says, once again, congratulations, one and all.
A certificate of graduation is the tangible evidence of being a graduate in a certain level of education. This is now the fruit of each student's endeavor. So, to do the honors of the distribution of certificates and awarding of honors to our graduates, may we have on the screen once more the advisors of grade 12 students or learners, Mr. Roderick M. Centeno and Mrs. Liza Marie E. Wakalia.
And now, let me present to you the graduates of grade 12 ICT. Let's start with Aga James Denver Cancino, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Danilo Daniel N. Aga. Baldonado Pierre Marlon Mabanta, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Bernardo N. Baldonado. Barboza Gerald Caron, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Leonardo P. Barboza. Cayago Junjun Tabanda, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Roberto L. Cayago. Cayago Roberto Jr. Lamsen, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Roberto B. Cayago Sr. Cayago Vincent Manangan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Luis L. Cayago. De Jesus Giancarlo Tamayo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jason De Jesus. Pereras Allen Lambino, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Michael B. Pereras. Pereras Eman De Vera, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Emmanuel I. Pereras. Ramirez Jason Jr. Malikdam, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jason C. Ramirez Sr. Tulagan Pier Paulo Cayabyab, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramil S. Tulagan. Villarosa Ezequiel Salazar, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marcos C. Villarosa. Agad Denise Joy Cancino, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Danilo Daniel N. Agad. Bruan Erica Bukiring, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arnold M. Bruan. Bulataw Isabel Padua, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romulo B. Bulataw. Kapitli Melanie Lascota, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Junicio E. Capitle. Cayago Angela Riza Pibinito, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joselito E. Cayago. Centeno Gladys May Kenyano, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Genaro C. Centeno. Corono Erica Lambino, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edgar P. Corono. And Pukis Hazel Ann Nevado, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry L. Pukis. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the graduates of Grade 12 ICT. Let me present to you the graduates of Grade 12 Beauty Care. Let's start with Basanyas John Paul Bolataw, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Mark Angelo E. Basanyas. Bautista Richard, the son of Ms. Rizalina Mendoza. Bolataw Joel Villena, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio F. Bolataw. Kapitli Jefferson, the son of Miss Cheryl T. Capitle. Cayago Berwin Manangan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Luis L. Cayago. Centeno Raymond Manzon, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Federico M. Centeno. Ferrer Mark Vincent Sula, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Modesto C. Ferrer. Macaraeg John Mark Casas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolando Q. Macaraeg. Magumpara Martin Cayago, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Michael S. Magumpara. Pereras Ismael Bukirin, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Diosdado R. Pereras. Pukis Sixto Jr. Barbosa, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Sixto V. Pukis Sr. Tamayo Patrick Cayago, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Pablo R. Tamayo. Ancheta Angelica Risquer, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Victor C. Ancheta. Ancheta Justine de la Cruz, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mario M. Ancheta. Apolinaria J. Risquer, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jessie S. Apolinario. Bugarin Arlene, the daughter of Miss Anisita Bugarin. Bulataw Ronaldine Ancheta, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Bulataw. Sinon Danilin, the daughter of Miss Maylene A. Sinon. Completado Jenica Manames, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romeo B. Completado. Mabanta Nadine Musni, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lorenzo A. Mabanta. Makashib Laika Austero, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald R. Makashib. Manawis Keshamay Nevado, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Domingo P. Manawis. Nicolas Hazel Lobioso, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gerald N. Nicolas. Panuringan Kezaya Ongzon, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Manuel C. Panuringan. Pukis Monica Soriano, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo M. Pukis. Ramirez Leslie Pukis, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Antonio C. Ramirez. Ramos Kiril Panuringan, the daughter of Miss Lena G. Panuringan. Sanchez Giselle Bugarin, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Johnny R. Sanchez. Ventimiglia Jonalyn Patungan, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John F. Ventimiglia. And Viray Valerie Ancheta, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Valentino Veray. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, here are the graduates of grade 12 beauty care.
Okay, ma'am. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed to the awarding of academic excellence to grade 12 students or learners. So may I pass the mic of the advisors of grade 12 learners, Mr. Roderick M. Centeno, the advisor of grade 12 ICT, and Mrs. Liza Marie E. Wakalia, advisor of grade 12 beauty care. Ma'am, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. To my fellow teachers, to the parents who joined us for this virtual event in the new normal setup, and to our dear students, good afternoon once again. May I have the privilege to present to you the honor students of grade 12 beauty care for the school year 2020-2021. Let me start with Ancheta Angelica Resquier, with the proud parents, Victor C. Ancheta. Thank you. Let's now move on to Ancheta Justine de la Cruz. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mario M. Ancheta. Congratulations. Let's now move on to Apolinario J. Risquier. With the proud parents, Jessie S. Apolinario. Let's have Bugarin Arlene. With her proud mother, Anisita Bugarin. Let's now move on to Bulatao Ronaldine Ancheta. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Bulatao. Congratulations! Let's now move on to Sinon Dani. On behalf of Fardine's mother, we have her Lola, Miss Elena Soriano. Let's now move on to Mabantang Naidin Muslim. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Lorenzo A. Mabanta. Let's now move on to Manawis Quezomay Nevado. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Domingo P. Manawis. Let us now move on to Panuringan Quezaya Luzon. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Manuel C. Panuringan. Let's now move on with Cookies Monica Soriano. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo M. Cookies. Ramirez Leslie Cookies. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Antonio C. Ramirez. Together with her mom, Zenaida P. Ramirez. Ramos Karil Panuringan. With her loving mother, Lena G. Panuringan. Sanchez Giselle Bugarin. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnny R. Sanchez. And last but not the least, Viray Valerie Ancheta. With the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Valentino Viray.
Once again, to the students and to the parents, I would like to personally congratulate you for achieving these honors. Thank you. And let me pass the mic to our other grade 12 advisor, Mr. Roderick M. Centeno.
Good afternoon, and for now, for the ICT, with high honors, Bulataw Isabel Padua. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Romulo B. Bulataw. With high honors, Cayago Angela Risa Pibinito. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Joselito E. Cayago. With high honors, Centeno Gladys May Piñano. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Genaro C. Centeno. Gan Pierre Paulo Cayabyab. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ramil S. Tulagan. And for the with honors, Agad Denisa Joy Cancino. The proud parents, Danilo, Daniel, and Agad. With honors, Agad Dwenber James Cancino. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Danilo, Daniel, and Agad. With honors, Balbotado Pierre Marlon Mabanta. The proud parents, Bernardo and Baldonado. With honors, Barbosa Gerald Caron. The proud parents, Leonardo P. Barbosa. With honors, Luan Erica Bukirin. With the proud parents, Arnold M. Bruan. With honors, Kapitle Melanie Lascota. With the proud parents, Dionisio E. Capitle. With honors, Cayago Roberto Jr. Lancel. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Roberto B. Cayago Sr. With honors, Corono Erica Lambino. The proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Edgar P. Corono. Cookies, Hazel and Ribado. Proud parents, Jerry and lastly, Ramirez Jason Jr. Malikdam. Proud parent, Jason C. Ramirez Sr. Congratulations.
answer? Many wants being recognized, but a few are worthy of recognition. So it is worth it because you guys worked hard for that recognition. So congratulations to all successful students or learners of this year 2020-2021. So give yourself a virtual applause.
Today's affair is being graced by a special woman who will in a minute deliver her words of wisdom to our graduates and to their parents as well. To get to know more of her, may we have on the screen our very own Mr. Jesseric H. Galicia to do the honors in introducing our guest speaker. Sir.
Introducing our guest of honor and speaker, allow me to express my gratitude to our school head, Dr. Jocelyn B. Junio, our head teacher, Mr. Carlos M. Espinoza, and to the advisors of Grade 10 completers, Miss Eden U. Ferrer and Dr. Mercedes L. Joaquin, together with the advisors of the Grade 12 graduating class of 2021, Mrs. Liza Marie Huacalia and Mr. Roderick Centeno, for spearheading this virtual ceremony. It is with deep pride and humility that I will introduce our guest of honor and speaker for this momentous event. An individual who has changed and whose action shows that poverty is not a hindrance to achieve her dreams. She finished her bachelor degree of BSE, major in English at Malasiki Agno Valley College, with the highest honor of cum laude. As she fulfills her dream of becoming a professional teacher, she is currently employed at DepEd San Carlos City Division, sharing visions in life to out-of-school youth as an alternative learning teacher. With pleasure, an alumna of Aliaga National High School, I present Miss Zarina Tamundong de la Cruz.
Radically changing education throughout the world might seem to be a daunting mission, but I believe that it can be achieved if we work together. To the highly esteemed school principal of Aliaga National High School, Dr. Jocelyn V. Junio, the high caliber head teacher, Mr. Carlos M. Espinoza, the highly proficient teaching force of Aliaga National High School, parents, friends, candidates for moving up and graduation, a pleasant day to all of us. It is a great honor and privilege to be your guest of honor and speaker for this year's Moving Up and Graduation Ceremony with the theme, Kalidad ng Edukasyon, lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya, or strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Once again, I am Miss Zarina Tamundong de la Cruz, the daughter of Mr. Rodrigo Sanchez de la Cruz and Mrs. Leticia Tamundong de la Cruz, the sibling sister to David Clifford, Karen Christine, Diana Clarice, Kimberly, Natalie Kay, and Nathaniel. Most importantly, a very proud graduate and a product of Aliaga National High School, batch 2010. I remember the day when I first started high school. That day was very nerve-wracking and full of mixed emotions. And at the same time, I knew I was happy because I knew that I was already able to help my parents lessen the hardship of sending 4 children in my school. What kind of help am I really talking about? I knew that my parents could no longer send one more child at Aliaga National High School. That is why I chose not to go there, but instead I went to Aliaga National High School, where no fare or pamasahe is needed. I told myself, parang patid din naman ang school principal, so parang galing. And of course, quality education was also offered. I remember that I would walk from our home in Malubag to Aliaga High School every single day for the past 4 years. A pocket money of 10 pesos a day, I could say, was real enough for me to survive at school. It's just that when the rainy season would come, it is really a struggle for me to go on with my day-to-day going to school. The mud would be left sticking out to my shoes or slippers, wet and uniform upon the arrival at school, but that didn't stop me from going on with my studies. I never complained about my situation. Instead, I worked really smart to go on with my studies. Remember, you have to study smart, not to study hard. My former teachers helped me a lot to go on. Ma'am Mercy and Ma'am Kit had me discover my own talent in singing, for believing in oneself would help someone to be strong and courageous. Ma'am Cherry, who would put makeup on my face just to be smart looking whenever I introduce a guest speaker at Bandang Wika and all of the events I had to host. Ma'am Marcel, who offered me 2 beautiful gowns just to look stunning at the prom, and Mr. Jeserick, who would remind me that I had to maintain my grades kasi sayang kung hindi ko kagalingan palagi. Ma'am Adora and Ma'am Jezebel, who would tell me not to be shy in the class, and of course Ma'am Elsa, who would coach me in her mathematics class. First, Mr. Carlos Espinoza, who was a generous man and teacher to give us time to review whenever he long quiz in his subject. And to my inspiring Tita, Gemma, who was also fair to her students, though we had a story like mine. I told myself that I had to be strong. For my parents were trying their very best, really best to school. So that I became a healthy, well-nourished, and supported in learning and loved by my families and teachers, no matter how hard may life throw at us. It's like the fact that we are living amidst what is potentially one of the greatest threats in our lifetime to global education, a gigantic educational crisis. COVID-19 had a volcanic impact on all of us, learners, parents, teachers, and leaders. Overnight homes were transformed into classroom and schools impelled into virtual space. The shockwaves of that eruption are forcing all of us to embrace a virtually real education world that is plagued by challenges but is rich in opportunity. Been that new opportunities, positive opportunity for students to manage their own learning. Response students and families who are living with the Department of Education's Learning Continuity Plan, containing learning delivery modes that were used. Aside from online learning, we had self-learning modules, TV, and radio for study. The challenge for teachers after introducing emergency remote learning to ensure the continuity of Department of Education never stopped in operating a learning management system, and teachers have approached the new responsibilities with varying levels of expertise and confidence. The most serious implications of the pandemic include the need to close schools, or at least invoke a social distancing, rapidly ramp up online teaching and learning, keep children safe, inform and support parents to become partners in the children's education, but quality education was still sustained. Pandemic caught us all unaware, and we now work hard to do better and understand all the implications of such tumultuous disruptions to schooling and quickly enhance the quality and accessibility of remote education and get you children, you students, get back to school as soon as we. Finding purpose requires knowing your whole self, not just who you are in the hallways of high school. That level of introspection can be accomplished by making reflection as a part of every lesson, helping units for moving up and graduation. Nothing in this world could stop you in achieving your goals. Not even poverty, not even a virus. Do everything we do with a sense of why. Well, this goes for everyone. The leaders, parents, teachers, and you, students. Let your voices and dreams be your motivation to studies. This message will also lead all of you to be a goal-driven, with a purposeful learning. Work hard, work smart, not because you have to, but because you have a dream, and dreams do come true. The goal is just forward progress. As I've said, congratulations to every leaders, teachers, parents, and of course to you, my dear candidates for moving up and graduation. This is a proof of a job well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am Zarina Tamondong de la Cruz, for being a catalyst in inspiring the graduates. May we, the Aliaga National High School, award the plaque of appreciation to our guest of honor and speaker. May I also read the content of the certificate. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 1, Schools Division Office 1, Pangasinan, Lingayen, Aliaga National High School, Aliaga Malesky, Pangasinan. Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Zarina Tamondong de la Cruz in grateful acknowledgement of her distinguished and invaluable service rendered as guest of honor and speaker during the graduation program of Aliaga National High School with the theme Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic, thereby contributing immeasurable to the prestige and success of the occasion, given this important day of July 2021. Signed by Carlos M. Espinosa, Head Teacher 3, and Ma'am Jocelyn V. Junio, School Principal 2. At this point, may we lend our ears to Mr. Pierre Paolo C. Tulagan, graduate with high honors, as he shares his words of gratitude. Give him a virtual applause, please.
My warmest greetings and congratulations to my fellow graduates of Batch 2021. To my beloved alma mater, Aliaga National High School, headed by our loving, kind, and wittiest principal, Madam Jocelyn V. Junio, Ma'am, Sir Carlos M. Espinosa, whom I considered not only my teacher, but a father, a friend to lean on. Sir, the faculty members from grade 7 to grade 12 who are very supportive and diligent. Our second parents, fellow graduates, a blessed morning to all of us. The school year 2020-2021 had ended up in spite of this pandemic we are facing globally. The knowledge and the skills we need to learn were catered, delivered to us by our ever-dedicated, hardworking, and loving teachers. Thank you. A very common word that everyone uttered to others in showing appreciation and gratitude, whether material or non-material things given by somebody. Smiling, clapping, hugging are some gestures we did to show our appreciation. First, my uncountable thanks to our Lord Almighty, for I'm very lucky in despite of this COVID-19 pandemic that we are experiencing globally. My journey to my high school days did not stop. My quest for my deeper knowledge and skills were not hindered. Thank you very much to all of my mentors, teachers, from my first day as grade 7 up to now, that I'm graduating a senior high school. No words could exactly express my deepest and sincerest gratitude to all of you. My dear teachers, who never failed to fill my hungry mind with full of knowledge and skills. Your patience, love, dedication to teach were unmeasurable. I am very lucky that I was molded in this school with your good hands. All the fun memories I had during my stay here in our dear alma mater will always be cherished and be kept in my mind and heart. Being the cream of the crop of batch 2021 did not happen in just a snap or the blink of an eye. Constant burning candles at night just to study, do my performance tasks, and met all the deadlines of the submissions of outputs were not an easy task. My hurdles and hardships will now breath, an honor that will serve as my motivation to achieve my dreams, a reward to myself that cannot be bought. I was able to do and achieve it because I have with me my loving, supportive family. They are always at my back during my ups and downs, cheering me up, boosting my morale, saying, "Kayang-kaya mo tampaw." My parents, Papa Ramil, who always inspired me and taught me how to be brave enough to face the challenges I will meet as I go along my path on my studies. My loving mother, Mama Marisa, who was indeed my first teacher in my life, who was the one who witnessed my first cry, my first laugh, crawl, walk, talk, and my schoolings. She was always there to guide me, inspires me in all my undertakings while studying, motivated me to be brave enough. Mama, inararo takan maong. Sa salitang salamat at kulang. Balat, ayan honor yan naawat ko para ed si kayon amin. To all my sibling brothers, Kuya Denden, Kuya Makmak, Kuya Dandan, and Kuya Harold, balbalag na salamat at si kayon amin. I wholeheartedly dedicated and offered to you the honor that I will receive today. Di man tayo nabiyayaan ng karangyaan at kasaganahan sa buhay, ang mahalaga ay sama-sama tayong lahat at masaya ang ating pamilya. The love that you all gave to me made me become a very responsible and focused student. Sana'y matagumpay tayong lahat sa ating pipiliing maging sa hinaharap. At babalik tayong lahat dito ng mga professionals na. Muli, ang aking taus-pusong pasasalamat sa inyong lahat. Mabiyayang araw at mabuhay tayong lahat, mga graduates. God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Paula. Meanwhile, may we now witness as we all join her virtually for the Pledge of Loyalty, Miss Giselle B. Sanchez, graduate with honors.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. We, the graduates of Aliaga National High School, do hereby solemnly declare that we will remain loyal to my alma mater. We will exhibit the core values advocated by our school and the Department of Education. Maka-Diyos, makabayan, makabansa, at makatao. We pledge to our best that whatever we do and wherever we go, we shall faithfully uphold the best of our ideals and abilities for which the Aliaga National High School stands. Loyalty, cooperation, good fellowship, and good citizenship. Utilize my education in serving my family, our country, and God.
At this juncture, we shall listen to the graduates' final song entitled Follow Your Dreams.
People laugh as they stare at you and say she's got nowhere to go. But if they only know you're thinking, where did I go wrong? How should I move on in spite of what I see? They're losing faith in me. You tell yourself you believe that in every feat it takes a heart to endure all the pain and grief, having the hope to see the best that you can be. Follow your dream, the courage found within. Your soul is keeping you so strong that you could rise each time you fall and stand up on your own. This time you won't go wrong. Just give your best to hold your will. Persistently become the one you've always aimed to be. Got to find your place where you'll proudly face the woes that come your way. Sometimes it's hard to say if you can stick to your desire. Never lose the fire that burns up light inside. For you to win the fight, you tell yourself to achieve, you must not retreat. Persist this task and be tough if you must compete. Learning the path of fate by every road you take. Follow your dream, the courage found within. Your soul is keeping you so strong that you could rise each time you fall and stand up on your own. This time you won't go wrong. Just give your best to hold your will. Persistently become the one
At this point, may we have on the screen for the closing remarks of our school principal, Dr. Jocelyn V. Junio. Congratulations, graduates, and your proud parents. Go forth, grow, and be successful. A philosopher once said, success is not a failure. Failure is not fatal, but it is the courage to continue that counts. Once again, this has been Mr. Kent Marlo C. Ologani. Thank you and congratulations to all.